Cancer. Welcome to your March reading. Hope you're amazing. Hello. I'm great as well. So, we're going to jump in and see what March has in store for you. Okay. So, we have Advocate in the shadow, and it is embracing negative causes or committing to cause for personal gain. Okay. And grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. This one's an interesting one, Cancer, because I feel like you were busy, sort of living your life, doing your thing day to day, probably going to work, like normal busyness. Okay. And I feel like it's hard to see another person's like point of view or what another person is going through, because I feel like you're kind of stuck in your own life and your own cycle of things. Okay. We have woman holding a heart, warrior of the heart, garden in the gate, childhood, four angels of the four directions, shapeshifter. It's an interesting set of cards. Okay, Cancer. There is an underlying energy of you feeling like everything is just under control. All right. Like, sort of not paying attention to the work or what goes into maintaining something. But it's just like you're like, okay, everything looks good. Everything is fine. Nothing needs my attention. It feels like you're focused on something else. Like you have a goal or something that you're doing that your attention is in, or on. It feels like someone wants your help. Like there's someone you need to gear your attention towards. Like helping them with something new in your life or in their life. And don't think of it as, oh, I have so much going on in my life right now. I don't have time for this. Because I feel like the higher being will make a way for you. I see a lot of changing in what's important in your life in March. So, for example, let's say you're so focused on your career and your job and all that you're not focused on like home things like cleaning and doing dishes. It's like there's a way to help your significant other or help maintain your home situation and focus on your career and what it is you have to do. It's not like one or the other, this or. And you're going to find out how to maintain that balance. So there's no excuses on why not to do something. It's more that you need to figure out how to get it done. No excuses. Okay. All right. So let's get into your cards. All right, Cancer. Ace of Wands, Judgment. Okay. Yeah. Um, Eight of Wands, Three of Wands, the Fool, Star, Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like March is a focus on the constants in your life. Like, it's okay to focus on all the new things and be like super eager to focus on those things because you're excited about them. But also, because I feel like there are normal things in your life, like cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids. Like, there are normal everyday things that you need to focus on as well, instead of like all the new things. Okay. Um, yeah, because I see something new has started in your life, and it has like the center of your focus. Like, you're super excited about it. You are aware of how good this opportunity is, and I feel like you don't want to mess it up. That's what I'm getting from these, right? Um, uh, you're trying to make something of yourself. I mean, pretty much. That's what it looks like. Um, Yeah, but in moving forward with the Ace of Wands up there, but in moving forward, it's like you will have to focus on things as it comes into view, okay? Because with the Eight of Wands in reverse, it tells me like there's something that is constantly trying to get your attention. Like maybe a significant other nagging you about not helping them clean or not watching the kids, or maybe you've picked up a bad habit. Who knows what it is, okay? But it's like there's a constant conversation or something constantly coming up at you, or something that you have to keep doing. Like you're like, why is it that at the end of the week when I have to clean, everything is everywhere, because you're not picking up during the week. It could be anything, right? Um, but I feel like in March, something is trying to get your attention, Cancer. Okay. And it's something that is happening over and over and over again. Okay. Like a constant nagging of something. But I see your focus is on building a foundation for your family, for your happiness, for your future. But I feel like there's some emotional, like at home, domestic. There's some domestic issues, right? So it's like, yeah, you're achieving your goals, you're working hard at your job, but home is a mess, or home is not right, or your foundations are not perfect, right? So there's a need to take a step back and see what's going on there. Yeah. You're going to notice mood swings in someone that you care about. I feel like you try to do things to move forward. Like maybe you come home and bring like flowers, or you're like, I cooked this meal for you. Or I picked up some food or something. And I feel like that works to put a band-aid on the situation. But I feel like there's something deeper emotional that needs to be discussed or talked about here. Because it feels like there's no balance, right? Um, it feels like there is coddling, but no balance, especially to the person that you're with, okay? Yeah. This is also telling me that now is the time to try to resolve or heal a situation instead of waiting. Instead of waiting. Okay. Now the key here is to try to heal the situation. Try to make it better by trying to see what the actual issue is. So no quick band-aids, but what the actual issue, what the underlying situation is, okay? 5 of Wands. 4 of Swords. The Sun. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. 6 of Wands. Temperance and the Hierophant. I feel like you're doing really well in your life, Cancer. That I can see. I feel like you're doing well. You got things in order. A dream has come true for you, and you're sort of like moving forward with your life. Um, but the next step now is integrating what's new in your life and trying to balance everything that was normally going on, you know? Um, it's like there's a wake up call that there's more to this than just what's on paper, sort of. Um, so I feel like in March, it feels like a lot is coming towards you, like maybe a lot of arguments or a lot of challenges. Excuse me. A lot of challenges to get through. And I wouldn't think of this as a negative. I would think of this as an opportunity to see what the issues are. Because it's kind of like you're in your own space, you're doing your own thing. And this is helping you see like what needs to be resolved or what needs your attention. And this is your call to like deal with it, right? In an intelligent manner. It's like someone may be coming to you in a little bit in an angry fashion, but I feel like it's more like they're unloading, kind of like word vomit things up, so it kind of seems aggressive. But I feel like it's to get you to see, okay? And I feel like there's a lot of that, like a lot of conversation, a lot of back and forth, um, a lot of conflict coming your way to get your attention about something. And yeah, for you to heal it. That's the whole point. It's not to make you angry. It's not to make anything complicated. It's literally just to bring something to your attention so you can start working on it. That's it. Okay. I feel like you get the wake up call, which is beautiful. You get it. You're aware of what the issue is. I feel like there's a problem with you executing a plan to keep something going or to maintain it. And that's the problem. You're going to have to learn how to balance what you have going on and your responsibilities. Yeah, because that's what matters in the future is being able to maintain all of this. It's not about what you're gaining. It's about how to maintain it, really. Because there's no point in getting things if you can't maintain it. So there's no point in getting a new job if you can't maintain it with your life, you know? I mean, with your already existing responsibilities. So keep that in mind. And I feel like over time you start to understand that. Like it's seeping into your mind that you need to do something about it, or you're going to keep getting this nagging feeling. You're going to keep getting this conversation if that doesn't get resolved. Yeah, I feel like it has to do with other people being upset with you or you not being up to par in the public eye. Like, you don't want to invite people over if your house is a mess, you know? You don't want people to see that. So where you were a little defensive about dealing with this, I feel like now you're more open to it, you know? It's more like I'm not going to give up what I've gained, you know? Um because there's a feeling in here, Cancer, about you loving your family, your support system, and the people around you. And I feel like if they don't feel like they can rely on you, or that you don't mean what you say, that is a problem for you. Okay. um and you don't want them to keep feeling like this. So I feel like there's a big change at home, and figuring out how to make everything work, your responsibilities with your goals, with what's new and what's old. It's like you're trying to mesh everything together to see what works, because I feel like you're trying different things to see what works for you, sort of like a plan. um yeah, yeah. Okay, let's get into this some more. All right, Cancer. Let's start with your money and career. Yeah, you're kind of single minded on some sort of goal that you've achieved, or a new career that you started, right? So I see you being like very like pinpointing in on what it is that you have to do, kind of single minded, okay? Um, and I feel like you're not paying attention to the domestic parts of life because of this. Like, you're so focused on what it is that you got to do that you're not thinking about like the support things, like dishes and cleaning home and spending time with friends, all that kind of things, budgeting, whatever. Um, but in order to move forward, this is like sparking you to figure out how to balance those things. So it's like you're in the situation long enough that you kind of have a hold on each area, and now you're learning how to balance those things. So that's all I have, a career and money. Um Also, I'm getting this weird vibe of like money doesn't grow on trees. Like, you need to know that money doesn't grow on trees. Um yeah, and how important your domestic life is to your career, like how it affects it emotionally. Okay. Relationship. Let's do that. Yeah, because you have this new goal or this new job, it's like there needs to be a mental reevaluation of relationships, right? Um, like, things have changed, so the relationship changes a little bit. Maybe the responsibilities change. Somebody feels overwhelmed. Okay. And I feel like that's where this is coming from. It's like a realization that it's more to it than what meets the eye. Okay. Um, yeah, somebody's either been holding something in or not talking about what needs to be fixed. And in March it really comes to a head, okay? So I see somebody almost getting a little bit angry and it coming off as negative energy. Um but it's just because they have internalized it for so long, Cancer, that now it's coming out this way. But you see it as, okay, this is something that needs to be dealt with. So deal with it, okay? um Yeah, this is a good time to stop waiting on things to resolve itself. This is where you have to take action, right? You can't just have your guard up. You can't ignore it. You can't just kind of like, I'm going to put this bubble over myself. You have to pay attention to what this energy is, okay? Or you're just going to keep reliving this over and over again, okay? Um, Yeah, there's something you think is working that's not working and it needs to be brought to attention. There needs to be a conversation or some communication about it. And it has something to do with your foundation. So, this is home, this is your relationships with others, your intimate relationships, relationships with children, you know? Yeah, I feel like this is a gift from God almost. It's this moment for you to come to this realization and make some new changes to create balance for yourself. So it's actually really good, Cancer. Okay? So let's see what spirit has for you as a message. We have guilt, acceptance, and enlightenment. Okay. So I see you feeling bad though, that you've kind of been focused on what it is that you've been doing with guilt. You're focused on your new beginnings or a new job or whatever it is that you're doing. And you've been so focused that you feel bad for not paying attention to your friends or your loved ones or helping at home or cleaning or whatever it is. You know, you feel bad about it. You're accepting that this is the new norm, right? You're accepting that you want to keep your relationship, you want to keep your friends, you want to keep this new job, and you have to learn how to integrate the two and make it like your new solid foundation, right? Enlightenment, that's what comes. So all this had to come to your attention in order for you to take or make the move or make the changes. So it's not bad. It feels gross in a way, you know, but it's a good wake up call for you. Okay. So I love you, Cancer. Talk to you later. Bye bye.